We'd done a few 2-day trips before, but never an overnighter at Tumut. So we decided to meet Steven and Stuart at Marulan on the way down. So on 4 triple blacks, we headed off to the Morass on Lumley Rd.
I can feel the paradise before my world implodes. And tonight
we made a quick stop at Cotter Dam before riding out to the super twisty Brindabella Rd out past Uriara village.
Conversations with a stranger I barely know, swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use, or do my bad habits lead to white eyes stare into space, and I know I lose control of the things that I say. Yeah, I was looking for a way out now.
Brindabella Rd goes past the back of Cotter Dam, and then for about 5 more kilometres has these fantastic twisties on a great surface. Now Steven and Stuart, they're heading out towards Tumut with us, but they're not staying the night. They're actually going to turn around off Jasper Rd, head back to the highway and make it home. They ended up doing this with a total of 825 kilometres for the day. So this is really early on in the day, particularly for Steven and Stuart, as they won't get home till about 7:30.
Swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use, or do my bad habits lead to white eyes staring into space, and I know I lose control of the things that I say. Yeah, I was looking for a way out, now I can't escape. Nothing happens after 2.
This part of Brindabella Rd had been totally resurfaced and painted just a few months ago. When we reached the intersection at Macquarie, we turned right on Uriara Road, where Brindabella Rd actually goes left, and then we made a left off Uriara Road to take in some gravel at Mountain Creek Road. We were then on the sealed section of Jasper Rd, and if you look at this on a map, this looks like one of the greatest roads you could ever go on. It looks fantastically twisty, and it is undulating. It's not too bad a ride. The surface is probably in pretty bad condition, and you had to take extra care on a lot of the bends.
Or use, or do my bad habits lead to white eyes staring into space, and I know I lose control.
The road remains sealed all the way to Jasper, and a lot of the ride is very scenic.
Nothing happens after 2. It's true, my bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you.
There's plenty of twists and turns widening your way around the side of the mountain. The road surface was definitely better in the open valleys where we could just relax and enjoy the ride.
Kind of dream that can't be sold. We were right till we weren't. Built a home and watched it burn.
The road begins to wind down towards Jasper, and you start to see the first signs of the Good Raddigby River.
Cry, but then remembered I can buy myself flowers, write my name in the sand, talk to myself for hours, see things you don't.
Eventually you reach the Good Raddigby Jasper Bridge, and after crossing you're less than a kilometre from Jasper.
And I can hold my own head, yeah, I can love me better than you can. Can love me better, can love me better, baby, can love me better.
It's always pleasant riding through this corridor of trees into Jasper, but this time as we arrived we noticed something we hadn't seen before, a heap of cars on the left hand side where the shops in the area have been closed for so long. But this time there was something special.
Ooh, I didn't want to leave you, baby, I didn't want to fight.
The general store was still closed, but opened in December 2022 was a distillery and cafe, which was doing pretty good business.
My name in the sand. Talk to myself for hours. Yeah, say things you don't understand.
We had a bite to eat, then a coffee, and then hit the gravel section of Wee Jasper Road, and this was what Steven Stuart came to ride.
Yeah, I can love me better than you can. Love me better. I can love me.
This section of Wee Jasper Road's in very good condition. It's been recently graded and it was very easy riding.
I can love me better, baby. Can love me better. I didn't want to leave you. I didn't want to fight.
In fact, we passed a gravel dumper truck, a roller and a grader all parked on this road.
Write my name in the sand. Talk to myself for hours. Say things you don't understand. I can take myself dancing. Yeah, I can hold my own hand. Yeah, I can love me better than. Yeah, I can love me better than you can.
This is one of the most scenic areas early on. There's also quite a few interesting things to look at on the way. Plenty of beehives, that's for sure. That's just one of them.
Smiles, I know what it takes to fool this town. I'll do it till the sun goes down and all through the night time. Oh yeah.
A lot of the road's pretty wide, but you seem to wind up for quite some time.
While I shed a tear, it's never the right time. Yeah.
The road on our left here is Wee Jasper Forest Road, a road that we've ticked off for our next ride.
I put my arm around and show you that I'm unstoppable. I'm a Porsche with no brakes. I'm invincible.
Like all gravel roads, conditions can change, and there were no gnarly bits. This was really easy riding. It was pretty smooth going.
I'm so confident. I'm unstoppable today.
The time was getting closer to 2 p.m. and we were getting closer to Tumut, looking like getting in a bit too early, and Steven and Stuart were getting closer to Billapoola Road, and at Billapoola Road that's where we parted our ways, and they headed back to the highway and we continued on the next section of Wee Jasper Road. We actually hadn't ridden this part of Wee Jasper Road before. We usually take Bombali Creek and then onto Billapoola Road. It started out pretty nice, reasonably wide road through the forests, and little did we know that this was just going to get better and better. The surface again was really smooth, great quality, good for nice, comfortable, relaxed riding.
Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today. I put my arm around.
But notably by now, this is the most scenic part of the entire ride. The area is absolutely beautiful with this winding, undulating gravel road, easy, very easy riding.
I'm a Porsche with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable.
We carefully passed this little fella who stopped as he saw us as he was slowly walking across the road.
Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today.
scenery on this part of Wee Jasper Road is quite stunning, with the rolling hills on each side of you.
You spent the weekend getting easy.
The road is sealed for the last few kilometres into Tumut, but it's just not any old road. It's actually a beautiful road which goes around the mountain's edge with beautiful scenic views as you wind down the mountain.
Good, babe. Roll that backward, babe, and play me close.
By now we're definitely sure we're going to be into Tumut too early, so we decide to have a coffee and then hop back on the bikes and head out to Wandalga Road.
Do what I want when I come through. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wandalga Road is another pine forest road. It's fully sealed and it's incredible quality. In fact, it's only recently been completed.
I spent last night on the last flight to you.
This was a Saturday, so there were no logging trucks on the road. In fact, there was nobody on the road at all. We basically relaxed and sat back and enjoyed the views of the pine forests which are growing new, and the pine forests which have been burnt out, and the pine forests that have already been there for years.
Let me close. Yeah, 'cause girls like you roll around with guys like me till sundown. When I come through, I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Girls like you love fun and yeah, me do what I want when I come through. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah.
I guess we just love riding. We're having a chat to one another, taking in the scenery, talking about the road being designed by motorcyclists, and head out to Tumbarumba where we head back to Tumut for the night. We made one last stop at Tumut's very own Early Pioneers Cemetery, where Toni spent about half an hour or more looking at every single gravestone.
Maybe I know that I'm drunk, maybe I know you're the one, maybe I'm thinking it's better if you drive.
Not too long ago, I was dancing for dollars. No, it's really real if I let you be my mama. You don't want a girl like me, I'm too crazy. Where every other girl you meet is spooky.